Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. My name is Madeline Garcia and I am the lead teaching artist for youth programs at Minnesota Center for Book Arts, or as we say, MCBA. Rolls off the tongue a little bit. If you are new to MCBA, we are an arts nonprofit located in downtown Minneapolis. Please check us out. We're closed right now, but our website is wonderful. It's mnbookarts.org, and there you can find more of these videos. We've already done 2 of them so far, as well as exhibitions, information about Artist Opportunity, our story as an organization, and also updates regarding COVID-19. So that's why I'm here. MCBA is currently closed. I'm here from my home teaching these because I can't be in the studios teaching kids like I normally would. So thanks for tuning in. Today we are going to be making pop-out cards, which are so wonderful. I have an example here. So here we have a little hot air balloon and it says, "Sending you love." So this is one I made just the other day to get you all excited about this video. So we'll be making one of these. It won't have this specific content. We'll just be making the shell, the base of it, and then you can decide what you want to put in for content. So before we do that, I will go over a few supplies you'll need. You will want to have a glue stick on hand, a bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you could also use the side of a ruler or something sleek like that. This is a bookmaking tool used for folding and scoring. You will also need a pair of scissors and a pencil, and then also some scrap paper. I like to use magazine pages because they're glossy and books don't often stick to them. You will also want to have supplies to make the book. So I have one 6x9 sheet of paper here and one 7x10 sheet. Cardstock works great. It will help your card hold up, but use whatever you have on hand. I doubt everyone has green paper like me, but that's okay. Your book is going to be special because you made it and it's what you had on hand. As far as the lesson, I'll do a demonstration and explain what I'm doing. Feel free to follow along. If you need to pause the video, please go ahead and do that. If you need to pause and leave and come back, that's okay. These videos are going to stay on our Facebook and also on our website, so they'll be here for you to come back to on a rainy day or send someone. Pass these along. So the first thing we'll do is start by folding these pieces of paper. So this is a great time to get that bone folder out. And when you do hold it to use for folding, you'll want to put 4 fingers on one side and your thumb on the other side, just like a cone. And you'll want to just lightly rub it on the paper. I like to practice and show people on my palm. Also, it feels really good. I did a bunch of handwriting yesterday and my hand got super tense. So this is also a little hand massage technique. And when we fold, we want to do something called holding and folding. This is a technique we use for all kids' classes here. And that's just holding one side of the paper down so it is not moving around while you're curling the other side of the paper around. And then you'll want to take your time and care to line up the corners so they're resting right on top of each other. Precision definitely does matter, but if you can't get it perfect, give it your best shot. Once you have the paper in position, you can slide your finger across, increase that fold, and then come back with your bone folder. You'll want to hold it just like so, and go back and forth about 2 times. You don't need to do it more than that because you'll actually start to break down the fibers of the paper. So I've done that with one piece, and I'll go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other piece of paper. That looks good. Wonderful. And the reason we have 2 sheets of paper is that one is going to rest inside the other one, just like so. You'll see in a second that the smaller paper will have cuts in it, and so there will be holes in the card. So if you just had 1 sheet of paper, it would have holes in it. I guess I wouldn't really want a card with holes in it unless it was intentional. Maybe you're gonna make a Swiss cheese card. I don't know. The next thing we'll do is design our pop-outs. For this part of the video, I would recommend maybe pausing and not following along. You'll want to design your pop-outs so that they go along with the content of your book. So maybe you want to try this out on a scrap piece of paper first, or not, or just follow along. So the way you normally design your pop-outs is you will first think about where you want them to be within your card. So do you want to pop out on the side, in the center? Do you want 3 pop-outs? And then you'll think about how much you want them to pop out. So in a second, I'm going to draw some lines on this card. And I am using the folded edge. The longer I make my lines, the further the pop-out will pop. If you go ahead and make your line super long and almost to the end of the card, the pop-out will actually come out of the book, and when the book is closed, there'll be some paper hanging out, which is not ideal. So for this card, I would like there to be 3 pop-outs. I kind of already have an idea of what I'm making. So I'm going to do, and I will show this to you in a moment, 3 sets of parallel lines here. And the lines should stop at the same height. Wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these. It's really important that I stop at the end of the mark. If you keep going, your pop-out will not be as clean. So I'm going to make my cuts here. These will be pretty narrow, small pop-outs. And then the next thing I'll do is I will take my pops and fold them up all the way so that we have something that looks like this. Wonderful. I'm then going to take those pops and fold them the other way. I'm going to reverse those folds and fold them on the other side of the card. If you wanted, you could use that bone folder. All right, and now I'm going to fold them back, open the book out, and this part is fun. You actually are just going to push them forward, or pop them, you could say, and they will look something like this. So these are pretty small ones. I do have an idea in mind what I want to do with this book. I'll show you that in a moment. I also want to show you how to make a pop-out on a pop-out. This is super fun. So I have one other practice sheet over here. And I'm going to start with one big pop-out. So I'll have 2 lines that look something like that. And I do have a lot of examples, so you'll see what it looks like to glue something on top of a pop-out on a pop-out. So I'm doing the same thing here. Just cut that. Now I'm going to bone fold this pop one way, reverse that fold, fold it on the other side. I'll open it up and just push it forward. Great. So I have one big pop-out that looks something like this. To do a pop-out on this pop-out, I'm actually going to come to the back side here, and I'm going to grab just that top part of the pop and make 2 cuts there. So I think I want a smaller pop. And I'm just going to cut through this top part, just going through 2 sheets of paper here. And then I'm going to come back in and fold it both ways. Gets a little tricky here. And then I'm going to try my hand at popping this forward. It is important to be delicate with these. Voila! I have endless ideas. Right? There are so many things you could do with this. This is super exciting. And this is just really basic pop-outs. It does get a lot more complex. There are so many fun resources and things online that will definitely inspire you. So once you have your pop-outs and you're satisfied, you'll actually want to glue them to the inside of this powder card. I always recommend using waste sheets, like I said, so I'm just gonna set the pop-out, the inner piece of the card, down on a waste sheet, and I think I'll actually put the waste sheet just under the first level of paper. You'll want to go one side at a time. And it is super important that you get glue on all these little toothy areas. All right. If you get any glue stick boogers, you can just take those off. From here I have one side glued, and I'm just gonna set this inside this outer part of the card. And it's really important that I line up the 2 folded edges together. And then I'm actually just gonna shut the book and apply some pressure. I'll open it back up and take my bone folder tool and just secure those 2 pieces of paper so that they're very stuck together. We're halfway there. I did get a little bit of glue on this, so I'm just gonna fold it in half and trap that glue. I'll then glue up the other side here. Any guesses what I'm making with this card? Something green. All right, there's another glue booger. And now I'll actually just close the card and it'll just go exactly where it needs to go. That looks great. I'm going to use my bone folder once more to secure these pages. Voila! Okay, this definitely needs some content. So I went ahead and made some little flowers and a little bunny. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back sides of those. And just glue them right to the pops. It helps if you put a little pressure when you're adhering. I will definitely also want to add stuff to the background of this card. Got some family members tuning in. That's wonderful. Well, these cards very well might be going to you. So I have a little bunny here and some flowers. This could be a Happy Easter card. I was thinking that I would say Happy Spring. I keep looking out my window and seeing all these flowers, and so I'm feeling very inspired. Pop-out cards are so perfect for this time with social distancing as a way to reach out to your loved ones and community. And they're also a really easy arts practice that anyone can do. Why not? Send one and spread some joy. I do have a few examples to show you. So this is one here that says, "Miss you," add little pieces of cereal, and we have some orange juice and a little tablecloth. I did some watercolor for these, so that's definitely an option. I have a much simpler one here that just says Happy Mother's Day. This is just one pop out here that I glued this whole text piece too. And then I have some really fun marbled paper that I did at the Book Art Center, and I have that as my background. So you can definitely use any sort of pattern paper you find. The options are endless. I have another one here, and this one is actually a portrait instead of a landscape. The only thing that is different is I just glued some stuff to the side of the pop out. Yeah, and this could be for any occasion. And I do want to note that the size of paper that I chose today will fit perfectly in a 5x7-inch envelope. It's a standard size. However, you can use whatever size paper you have on hand. So I did go ahead and make a little miniature. This one is so small and cute. So these cards could be for every occasion. I would love to see what you all do with your pop-out cards. Hopefully you found this helpful. Please go on ahead and use the hashtag homebound edition. I've seen a few people's books this far, and it's really a treat. I love what everyone is doing, and it's fun to be a part of something right now like this. I do want to give a little preview of what we will be doing next week. This book is super fun. We are going to be making a bridge petal fold book. This is an origami-based structure, and it's actually pretty easy, so please tune in next week to watch this. It's super fun and kind of springy. I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling the season. Also, if you are able, please share this video and spread the word about MCBA. If you're able to donate or purchase a gift card to our store, that would be greatly appreciated. But your viewership is appreciated alone. So thank you so much. I'll see you all next week.